When you hear the name of the band Beach House, what comes to your mind? Is it the signature reverb-filled synths and guitars, the beautiful falsettos of lead singer Victoria Legrand? Hell, for I know, you could just be here because you heard Space Song slowed in reverb once and want to know more about these guys. Whatever the case may be, the Baltimore-based dream pop duo of childhood friends Legrand and Alex Scally have released some of the most influential records of their generation. From Bloom to Depression Cherry, even Master of None all the way to their most recent outing 7. They took influence from the sounds of shoegaze acts like Slow Dive, My Bloody Valentine, Ride, and Cocteau Twins of the 1990s, and they translated them to a modern audience. There's no doubt it was a hit, but what if I told you that one of their greatest songs sounds like nothing I've discussed up until this point? Hi, I'm Bazz from Bazz Reviews, and this is the best place to discover cool music. Okay, so just to preface on that last bit, I'm no Beach House scholar by any means. You might think this song is ass bad, or it could be your favorite song ever. This video is based around my opinion, so take everything said to be as such. To begin, let's establish a little bit of background about the track in question, Rain and Numbers. Recorded in the band's first summer together in 2005, the track ended up sneaking in as a hidden track within the band's 2006 self-titled debut. Many of you who hadn't heard it on that record might know it from its inclusion on the band's 2017 compilation, B-Sides and Rarities. According to a press release for that project, the duo stated that Rain and Numbers was the first ever recorded song by the band. Here's a quick snippet of it. Now, if you're like me, you might have been confused at what you just heard. How the hell could a band that had encapsulated me with some of the most maximalist production yield an equally visceral reaction with just the bare minimum? In a later interview, Legrand and Scally talked more about the songwriting process. Quote, "We didn't have a piano, so we asked our friend if we could use his, which was pretty out of tune. We used the mic that was on the 4-track machine to record the piano and vocals. As you saw there, the band mentioned their use of a 4-track recorder to make that song. Keep in mind that this was the same device they used to make every track on their debut. However, hearing how they were able to utilize it on Rain and Numbers makes all the difference. The airy synthesizers and percussion on other tracks from the debut feel like they were made with completely different equipment. Here we are met with the physical embodiment of a 4-track recorder in the arrangement, Legrand's echoey vocals, an out-of-tune piano, a deeply pulsating bass, and a muted electric guitar line. I also want to bring some attention to the staticky, almost jumpy production on here. I'm going to play some of the harsher edits you hear across the track, most notably around the 50-second to 1-minute mark. If you're a more devoted listener, you'll know that this is something you just don't find on other Beach House records. Intentional or not, I think it adds to the overall emotion of the track. The degradation in the mix makes you feel as if you're almost in this similar depressive and devoid state. Two other defining features of Rain and Numbers that I think should be talked about are the lyrics, paired with Victoria Legrand's delivery of them. The microphone on that 4-track was probably not the best at capturing both the piano and the vocals, but I honestly love how distorted and washed out they sound. Plus, everything she sings about on here is so thematically similar to the writing on their later records like Teen Dream or Bloom. Yet, in this stripped-back context, it comes off as darker and gloomier, evoking a sense of existential dread within the listener that's quite difficult to explain. Moreover, hearing her usually high range on this track would have sounded completely out of place. Her deep, mumbly vocal delivery of every word feels so labored, as if she cannot even bring herself to say what she is saying. I think that feeling gets heightened as you move from the third verse and towards the final hook, which is all the more reason for why this track makes me genuinely shudder every damn time I re-listen to it. What Beach House did on Rain and Numbers is unprecedented. I really can't name another track from the group, much less another band that let their sound go to the wayside, allowing us to marvel at the skeleton of such incredible songs they create. I can almost understand why they made it a hidden track on their first record instead of as a fully fleshed out song. You're waiting almost a full minute after Heart and Lungs fades out, wondering what's to come. Instead of that over-the-top finale you might have been expecting, you're presented with one of the darkest tracks that I feel has ever been made. Hearing something that is the antithesis of one band's identity is truly a daring way to end any album. Every time I hear Rain and Numbers, I continue to wish that it gets talked about in the same light as their other classics like Myth, Silver Soul, Lemon Glow, even Space Song, slowed and reverbed or not. Thanks for watching.